If you're wanting to know what perks to unlock first in Dead by Daylight, here are my recommendations. So I don't force you to sit through me rambling for the next 3.5 minutes. For survivors, I recommend picking up Kate Denson, Feng Min, and Zarina Kassir in that order. For killers, I would unlock Artist, Nemesis, and the Knight in that order. However, do take into consideration what killer or killers you might want to play. More on that later. I'm going to start by explaining the survivor build. If you want to see the killer build, skip to this point in the video. Start out by leveling up your Meg until you have Sprint Burst for all survivors. Then level up Dwight. You can run a build of Sprint Burst, Bond, Prove Thyself, and Leader until you unlock Kate, at which point you should swap out your Leader for Windows of Opportunity. This is hands down the best survivor perk in the game, especially for new survivors. Once you unlock Feng Min, you'll swap out Sprint Burst for Life and Prove Thyself for Alert. You might think that Technician is a good perk if you miss a lot of skill checks at this point in your journey. It's not, don't run it. Please, you just have to trust me on this one. Finally, unlock Zarina and swap out your Bond for Off the Record, and your build should be pretty solid while you find out exactly what you want to try. Remember, you can play as any survivor while you level up others. So for example, if you like playing as Claudette, you can play as her and level up your Dwight in between games. But of course, you won't have access to his perks until you prestige him. So to wrap the survivor side, you'll want to grab Kate Denson, Feng Min, and Zarina Kassir, and finish with a build of Windows of Opportunity, Life, Alert, and Off the Record. If you're looking to play killer, let me start with the small asterisk that each killer is unique, and what is good on some killers is not good on all. I'm going to try to recommend a very broad build that pretty much any killer can run, but a killer like Trapper is not going to benefit from the same perks as a killer like Blight. Also, be sure to unlock the killer or killers you want to play first rather than unlocking them specifically for their perks. Your killer mastery is always going to be more important than the perks that you run. Okay, starting out, I recommend playing Wraith for a new killer player. I go pretty deep into detail why this is on my YouTube, so if you want to know the reasoning, go watch that video. Otherwise, start out with a build of Unrelenting, Sloppy Butcher, Iron Grasp, and Deer Stalker. Do not spend any points on Wraith once you reach level 15 with him. His perks suck. We want to unlock good perks on good killers. If you haven't bought Artist yet, I would suggest leveling the Hag first, as her teachables are very strong. Once your Hag is Prestige 1, swap Unrelenting out for Hex Ruin and Deer Stalker out for Hex Devour Hope. Once again, a reminder to purchase the killers you want to play before worrying about the perks, but you'll want to buy the Artist first. Once you have her Prestige 1, move the build over to Scourge Hook, Pain Resonance, Grim Embrace, Hex Ruin, and Hex Devour Hope. This build alone should be strong enough to beat most teams, assuming you don't lose your Hex perks right away. Next, we'll want to unlock Nemesis and swap Ruin for Eruption. Finally, we're going to unlock the Knight and swap out Devour Hope for Nowhere to Hide, and we'll swap Grim Embrace for Lethal Pursuer. This is a personal preference, so if you want to keep Grim Embrace, stick with that. If you want more info or to know where I get a lot of my info from, Oddstarva.com is a great resource for you as a player. I'm just some dude in the basement, but the website has a ton of great info on survivors, killers, perks, whether or not your dad is coming back, the works. Have fun and thanks for watching.